Now turn up.
Hey guys, give everybody a chance to hop in here, and hopefully we'll have a guest tonight. But happy Halloween. My family calls it Happy Hallelujah Night. We try to it's just me tonight, and I'll explain that how Allie's got the kids out trick or treating, and I've got some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Here, hold on 1 second, and I will fix this for everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. Turn my camera on. Hi everybody. But I just wanted to this is the first time I've asked anybody for prayer. I could really use it. I've been having some problems with my lungs. I had a doctor's appointment actually the day that we went to do the interview with the news about the billboard, and my lungs have been having a hard time trying to catch my breath and stuff. So I stayed home because it would be the cold weather closes my lungs up pretty bad. So if you guys don't care to just keep me in prayer, I really appreciate it. So we've had a crazy week this past week. That is for sure. That's understated. And we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about a bunch. Hi, everybody. I see everybody saying hello. I'm glad you guys have been here. Kim Holmes, I have been tested. I've had lung problems since I've been really, really small, like 14. I've suffered with asthma for a long time. Everybody would know, I have made it a point to try to stop smoking finally in my life. I tried it before, but I'm really going to try this time. I have to do it, for my family's sake and for my own health. It's time to lay them down. But, I don't know what to say about everything that's happened. We did that live the other night. We're going to continue on this channel with any kind of statements made in this case has to be from law enforcement. And I'll tell you why. We went over it the other night. You have to get that kind of information from them, because if they're working on anything and say that everything that was said the other night on that leak and everything was true, then now that little girl could be in jeopardy and the people could hurt that child. So it's I am wheezing pretty bad. So you guys bear with me through this. But we have to be very careful with that, and first and foremost. And give me 1 second. Let me mute this so I can cough, so I can breathe a little bit. Okay, so we have made a relationship through this whole thing with the private investigators. I know it was stated at one point that the information that came from them, and PIs are people that take information, don't give information. Same with law enforcement. That's something that they asked me to maybe cover over for them, because that's a strong statement to say that you hear these things from that or from this person or that person. We just have to be careful and to get every bit of information that we get from law enforcement from whenever they make a press conference. Then we know that it's facts. Actually, Justice for the Voices, I've been taking prednisone, that steroid to open up my lungs. I've had some from the past happenings with my lungs. And I did have a nebulizer, and I can't find it now because I haven't had to use it in so long. But yeah, I am wheezing pretty bad. That's the reason that we haven't been on here very much, is because actually my wife has been trying to take care of me and take care of the kids. This has just been a rough week, and with everything that's been happening, drama central, it's just been crazy. Yeah, that week was crazy, and I think that 423 Chase might have been putting a theory out, and then that was put out, and he jumped and tried to pick up the clean up the mess behind it, and I hate that for him. I hate how everything's went. But ask for your doctor for Z-Pack and prednisone. I need to for sure. Hold on 1 second, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to fix this so I can breathe a little bit better. All right, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. It has been a rough week. I haven't had to talk this much in a while. But as far as uh, whatever channel leaked it, I don't know. I haven't looked into that much. Well, there was a channel that leaked a private um, discussion between two people, and that's where this all came from. But that's why we have to make sure that we keep it factual, keep it to the bases, keep it to the officials to do. Yeah, he did. He said he got it from officials. I don't know. I can't back up anything like that because that's his channel. That's what he does. This is what we do here. We keep things to the facts, to the books, and I can say that we have to wait for law enforcement to clarify those things because you can interrupt and hurt an investigation very quickly. Oh, thank you, Meg Elizabeth. Yeah, it's been a very exhausting and emotional week, Kay Shelton. Let me see if I can put your very, very much so. And the things, we're going to get to the things that happened last night. Dawn is an adult, and Dawn has to. We can't. Not everybody can make decisions for Dawn. Dawn has to make those decisions herself. We can only be voices of reason, try to talk, but I feel like that he's been backed in a corner, and he felt like he needed to explain himself on these lives, and he's going through. They're all going through a hard time up there, and we're not trying to make excuses for him by no means, because, like I said, you have to pay the piper, and when things happen, you're only responsible for yourself. Nobody else is responsible for those things, and we've been praying. We have been praying for the family, and just trying to give them their space through this, because people don't need to be all up in their business. And this is a reason why I've never, through all of this, never put a camera in their face, never had them interviewed or anything, because I feel like that's not my place to. I feel like my place was to come in and help with the things I could help with, being as good people first, the channel second. And as I'm trying to put this the best way I can put it, is if we just do our part. We can't control what Don does, who he talks to, or anything. That's it. That's what he does. Does that mean that I don't want to help them anymore through any? No, it doesn't. But I will continue to do what our channel has set out to do, and what we've done good at. We've worked with the private investigators by their grace. They've let us come in and be a part of that, because we don't run our mouths about stuff. We've been on numerous searches with them. We're going to continue to do that. I'm going to Ambery. I'm going to find that nebulizer. I know y'all can hear me breathing really bad, but those people, through these things, even these bad situations, you sometimes meet some of the best people you've ever met in your life. And I've met them. You know, I've met a lot of good people through this, and we're going to keep trudging on and keep trying to find this baby. You know, we stepped in to be a part of that billboard because that billboard was something useful, something that can bring answers. And I don't believe, that's the thing about the things that were stated the other night. That billboard is 100% useful. That is not. We're going to continue to stand behind that. I don't know what's going on with anything else that he's doing. I've heard stuff about another billboard on Easton Drive that they're working on. That's awesome. We brought up everything that we could in those 2-3 days, and we turned it over to him. The billboard came up, and we were so blessed to be a part of that. And then we stepped back away because I felt like our mission was completed after that. Teresa Huckabee, what are you? I'm trying to. I'll answer some questions, but who can we see through? I'm going to talk about something else too. I've met the grandest, if you want to call her that, but Candy. I've met her, and she's not the person that people make her out to be. She's a very sweet woman. I've met her. I've talked to her. She's very nice, and from my point of view, just saying, I don't see it. I don't see it in her. I can say it till I'm blue in the face, but we go back to the basics. We go back to square one, and we can talk about the polygraph tests. Those were passed with flying colors. Then we go to the facts. I'm just talking about the facts that we do have, and the things that people might have forgot about from the beginning. At the beginning of this case, there was we have the polygraph stuff. That's where we need to take our focus back to. Is where the evidence and everything we have at the beginning, and then we go from there. No, I'm trying to get one tomorrow. I'm trying to get my doctor to refill my inhaler. I just ran out of mine tonight, and that's why I'm having a rough time. And I did try, and I'd have stopped smoking. I'm going on 2 days of not smoking, so thank you. But so we got that. If you guys have been following the case from the beginning, we have that. They have barefoot tracks that they have, not like a bear, but bare feet tracks. We have that to go on. We have the other screens that we have, the scent trail, the everything. We have to go back to the beginning, and we have to work our way forward from there. Anything that happens now is irrelevant. We're going on 5 months after this month? We're on 4 months now. 4 months and some days. And how did you all this? I'm getting into conversations that are happening in the chat that I don't know, but how we have to go back to the basics. And I invited somebody, and I'm hoping he can get in a clear spot to join us tonight, and we're going to talk about that. Have I seen their lie detector test? No, but I have talked to people that are involved, that have talked to people that know that that's 100%. That's factual. That's factual information. I can say that they did pass it. Yeah, no, this is the thing. I'm hoping through this that maybe this was a wake-up call through this. Maybe him having to go, maybe he will take a step back, and they said, this drinking's not working. We've got to change our ways. We got to, I know that the depression's there, and I can only imagine where I would be. No, law enforcement did not release their lie detector test, but I have heard through that that is factual information, and I'll say that. But I feel like that if we go back to the basics and we go back to the beginning and we work forward, then we can continue to get answers. But like I was saying with Don, I hope this is a wake up call, because I could. Okay, so Chase Levitz, I'll just say I'm just not going to go into it anymore. But I do believe the people that said that. I do believe they have high integrity, and I don't. That's the thing about it. You get on here, this is where rumors start. This is where things go completely crazy. That's why we don't talk about everything. I can't talk about things that happen on searches that we've been on. That's just things that you turn over to law enforcement and you leave it to them to release. That's why we say we stand behind that. If they passed it when they release it, I believe you would have known very quick that they didn't pass if they didn't. We will go back to the stuff with the Evelyn Boswell case. As soon as she made a lie and the TBI knew about it, they arrested her and they took her into interrogation. As soon as take Chris Watts' case for instance, as soon as they found out that he was being untruthful, he was arrested. Then we got the behavior panel. People say, "Oh, these people don't know." Hold on one second. I'll continue. Let me cough real quick. The behavior panel is not going to put their credentials and everything they worked hard for on the line to lie for the Wells family. That's unheard of. These people are trained by the military. He says the G7, one of them. You got FBI trained. Yeah, I mean, these people are unheard of. The TBI do not play. That's true. As soon as they found deception, these people will be arrested. And you can go back, and my wife is actually working on a whole piece to put together for you guys on the Evelyn Boswell case, and I can't wait for her to be able to do that. Okay, now to answer your question, if anything is found on a search, they found, we don't know what people found because that's turned over to law enforcement, and they don't speak on it, and they sign. You have to sign to not speak on it. They have to build a case just because they when they build a case up, they don't release the information they have till they're ready to. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But let me see here. I'm trying to read some of this stuff in here and catch my breath for a second. Again, guys, keep me in your prayers, please. I would appreciate it. This is one of the hardest times I've had with this asthma and stuff. And I'm hoping it hasn't turned into anything worse. So that's scary. Actually, this is what I was going to say, the day that we went to do the news interview with the about the billboard, I'd actually talked to my doctor that day, and he had went out of town. I was supposed to get some results back from blood work test results and all that, and I haven't got them yet, so I'm kind of worried about that. So just pray, please. Let me see if I can. Yeah, exactly. Let's go into that, Helen Fackler. I appreciate you saying that. If they had, if they felt like this family, if Dawn had done anything, guys, keep it clean in the chat. Y'all don't start fighting. Don't start mods. If you're in here, please uh, keep that clean. But if they would have had him and they wanted to know, they would have put him under interrogation immediately. We have to look at those kind of things that we know that law enforcement does. If they were wanting him for something, there was their chance where they could have interrogated him down as long as they wanted to until either magistrate set bond or what, but they didn't. He was out in hours. We have to look at these kind of things and we have to gauge from there. I feel like that's the best way that we can do things. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what's being talked about. Like, I'm looking for some questions here. Let's see. Thank you. Let me see. I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, I'll tell you what's funny right now about my kids, what they dressed up for. My little boy, he dressed up as Bob Ross, the painter for that used to be on PBS, and it was his idea. So we drew a little beard on him. He had his little afro and paint easel. He looked funny. My little girl was she was a ladybug. So they're going and getting their candy right now. But I wanted to jump on here just for a little bit, as much as I can handle till I have to get off here and take a break and breathe. But just to talk about this stuff, and I feel like it's important too. Through all these interviews that have happened this past week, I like I said, I'll explain it as Don felt like I know that he was going through a hard time, and he felt like he needed to explain himself to everybody because there's been a lot of hate thrown their way, a lot of hate, which led to probably him drinking more than he usually does. And you know, I I think he made a bad decision, got behind the wheel, and this. But God works in mysterious ways. That's how God changed my life 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. That's how God changed my life. Was kind of something similar by being pulled over. So maybe maybe things will happen through this. Go ahead, spoken spatter. I'll answer it for you. I'm sorry if I didn't see it. It's going by pretty fast. Ask it again and I'll answer it for you. Go to sleep to some Bob Ross classic. This is a beautiful little tree. He's a happy cloud. I always thought that dude was funny. Spoken spatter, if you give me your question, I'll answer it for you. Okay, now when he says everyone is a suspect, I believe everybody that is in the general area of that case, everybody that they question and talk to would be a suspect still. That's what I believe he's saying. Anybody that was connected, close to Don, worked with Don, anybody that's the church that was around there, anybody that they talked to and got information from would still be a suspect. And I do understand where he says that social media has caused, making it harder for them to do their job. I mean, I do stand behind why he said that. But okay, here's her question. Okay, now this is what I've heard. Okay, there was a handler that came out. The bus trail video we did. That bus trail is where that handler said that the scent that they picked a scent up there. And then you have the dog trail scent. That none of that has been verified. I can take from what they said, and I can tell you what they said. I don't know if that is factual or not, and I can't say that. But I have heard that bus trail that kind of, if you saw how we did it, and we went right off, it kind of has a little gravel path that even went up into that area where that bus was parked at. So they're saying that the scent was there. And then you hear at the bottom of that one dog trail. But if you listen to what was said, it said that it was off a trail and then down at the bottom of the driveway was the scent. And if that bus trail leads off down the driveway down to the bottom to the mailbox. So I don't know for a fact, but I'm thinking, if you heard in my videos while I was filming that, I said I don't believe that dog trail is it. It just made it too much. That bus trail just seemed like an easier place that somebody could have come in and done something. But then, nobody's being blocked. Watcher, you're still talking. This, guys, we go by the one strike you're out thing here. Just be nice, be good to each other, and we'll answer as much questions as we can. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know, he had overheard. If you go back to what Don said, he said he had overheard that the handlers were talking, saying that a scent was picked up at the dog trail. Then we had the actual dog handler came out and said, no, not the dog trail, the bus trail, when we put that bus trail video out. That's all I can say. I don't know if it's factual or not. Oh, don't be stealing their candy, Cam. I won't. Try not to. Just a couple of pieces. Thank you guys for coming over here. We really have. We try to stay out of the drama. We try to stay out of all the hate. We try to be respectful in everything we do. We try to give you all factual information. We'll always do that. I'll show you guys. I turned it on at the beginning of it. I waved to everybody. Breathing pretty hard today, but I want to say hi to y'all. Oh, hey, True Crime with Libby. You know, I had talked to him last night when this was happening because I heard when I was watching the interview that Don was on, and I heard everything that happened. I was like, oh gosh, I called, and we tried to get some help out there. I mean, the truck got picked up, everything. So I mean, everything went safely. I hate the things that happened the way they did last night, but you know, that's the thing. We're all adults. Well, nobody can protect anybody. People, you know, I know a lot of us know somebody that when they get intoxicated or something, even ourselves, I can probably speak for myself. When I used to get really intoxicated, there was nobody that stopped me from what I wanted to do. I was doing what I wanted to do, and that led to me getting in trouble when I was younger. So, you know, let's just pray that answers come through this, and maybe that, you know, they'll make a decision to stop drinking. But thank you guys for being here. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight, but I'm going to try to make it as long as possible. Let me mute this and cough again. This is the problem with a wife that works at the hospital. You know, you don't know if it's a sickness or what she brings home, or, you know, this is what we go through. Let me see if I can catch up on this chat a little bit. Yeah, that's true, Scarlet Poppyfield. You know, that's why we have to be very careful about what we say on here. Because, you know, best believe that anybody that had something to do with this is going to be listening to everything that's going on in media, social media, everywhere. So let's just be really, really careful with that. Music City Mom, today's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for being a mod here with us. Hi, Crime Talk with Harry's here. Let's see here. Who else is in here? Guys, thank y'all. If you don't care, hit a thumbs up to this. Show us that if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down, whatever. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Just being here listening to us. We love you guys. Let's see here. You know, I haven't had one trick-or-treater come by my house tonight, and that's crazy. We usually have a lot. Haven't seen one. So we have this thing where I live here that, you know, I'm sure this is everywhere, but people go to the rich neighborhoods to go trick-or-treating. And I know when I was young, here, let me open the door for you. Go out, kitty. When I was young, we hit those same neighborhoods, and we would come back with 2-3 bags full. Yeah, that's true. And you know, we got to quit pressuring people. We have to quit this. We have to quit this hate that comes from social media. We have to stay. Yeah, I'm trying. Believe me, I've been asking people to borrow an inhaler all day. I've got my wife was working. She had to go back to work today, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't go to my appointment today. So I'm hoping I can get one first in the morning. First thing in the morning. All right, guys, I'm going to try to answer somebody. No, they did not. Deanna Ortiz. No, they didn't. Yes, it is true. Leanna McKenzie. We did sign a non-disclosure, and that's why I've been very careful about what we talk about up there. Can't. I can talk about. What I have talked about is I can talk about national news. I can talk about um, anything I've done off of that property, but we have to be. I feel like that was put in place to try to protect them, but you know, I don't know. I can't speak on it a whole lot. Yeah, I'd say he's in trouble tonight with Candace. I say Candace ain't too happy with him. Like I said, we kind of step back and let them have their space. I don't want to be, that's personal issues that they're dealing with, and we got to be respectful of that. Yeah, are we going back to the wells one day? We are. We're gonna go back and try to finish helping with everything they're doing up there. That's right, Aaron Chase. That's right. But like I said, I will. The thing I can talk about is I've heard a lot of hateful things said about Grandma and said about her. I can tell you from meeting her, she's a wonderful person. She's a very nice person. She was like, I don't shake hands, I hug. I know who you are, and I was like, kind of. It made me feel good. She was a really nice person, and I can say that because I mean, my wife felt the same way as well. Y'all guys just quit, and we've stayed with the same rules in this chat from the get go. Uh, we get one strike, you're out. Be cool. I'm sorry. I like you, the watcher. I saw. I think maybe what they were doing, but you got to understand. Like we have to keep these rules in place for a reason, and we appreciate you. You've stood behind us for a long time. Yes, I did, and I wanted to talk about that. Congratulations to Tim, Sack and Fox Nanny. He's continued to keep his life going straight. He's been somebody we've prayed for through the beginning of this, and I wanted to tell him congratulations on everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Terry. I'll leave that up for a minute. Let's see here. I can't answer. I can't answer any questions about Grandma. I can't answer that because of that disclosure, and I will hold to that. But do you not have yours anymore, Aussie? Yeah, I think I do. Who needs it? I'll have to turn my phone on. But yeah, that's the only thing I can say about her is she was a very very nice person, and sweet person. So the rumors that go around about her are not true. Yes, I did have a COVID test, and I've been tested many times through this because of what my wife does for a living. I was tested. Let's see, the last time was a month ago. But I don't think this is what this is. I've had lung problems for a long, long time. Since I've been 14. No, actually younger than I had my first asthma attack when I was 12. Okay, my thoughts on the tree crew. I feel like they could be looked into more, and they should be vetted completely through instead of just maybe like a graze over. Do you know anything about this? No, which I don't know. I can't speak for law enforcement in that aspect, but I feel like they should be. We should, like I said from at the beginning of this. Excuse me for one second. Let me. I feel like we have to go back to the basics, back to step one, and then work back from there because that's where all of our facts are here. I do not want this thing to go into a cold case. That would be the worst thing ever. So I'm going to continue to stay with facts and going back and starting it at square one and work my way forward again as many times as it takes. I said some things at the beginning of this. We do have some things. And if y'all remember, there was people that were saying stuff that lived in the area. Hey, man, you still are welcome to come up if you want to. This is who was supposed to be my guest tonight. And I was hoping he would come on so he could do some more of the talking for me so I could take a break. Come on up, man, if you want to. But, they were talking about, I will tell you what I was talking about at least. We have bare feet track that were up out on somebody's property. There's just a lot of stuff. You had the scream, you had all this stuff that I feel like that got looked over. And I believe maybe that the reason Sheriff Lawson said that it was is because that pushing on his territory of his evidence is why he's saying unfounded and everything. They got to keep that stuff close to their chest. Yeah, somebody, Gonzo, if you'll come up, man, and help me out, I'd appreciate it. Give me a chance to catch my breath. Actually, spoken spare, the dog trail was in this from the very get-go. From the very beginning, if you go back and watch, they were talking about that was part of evidence. Thanks, buddy. Gonzo said he's trying to get in a solid spot so he can swing in. Yeah, hey, beach girls. Everybody's like, I can hear you wheezing. It's been bad. I've had a hard time the past few days. Like, I'm actually sitting here sweating where I've been trying to breathe so hard. You don't know me is who we all need blocked at you. Who has a wrench called You Don't Know Me? I will check in on that. Thank you. Please quit blocking people on here if they're not saying anything. But if you are saying anything rough, then they will do what I've instructed them to do. That's true, Aaron Chase. This is true. This is true. Hopefully Gonzo will get into a spot here and we can talk to him. Thank you guys. There's 395 people in here. 394. Thank you guys for coming here. And who was timed out? Brandy Johnson. Let's see here. If you guys don't care. Yeah, I'm taking steroids. Michelle Watkins. There he is. I'm gonna bring him up right now. Hey buddy, how are you?
What's going on, brother?
I'm struggling through this one, trying to breathe.
I saw that. Yeah. It sounded like you were doing just fine to me.
Yeah, dude, this is a lot. I knew that this live here was going to be a little harder coming into with everything that's happened. I was going to give you a chance to talk about maybe what your thoughts were on this.
Yeah, man. You're talking about all the new events that just transpired.
All the new events. I was talking about going back to square one, like me and you talked about, because that's where all of our evidence is. That's what's important there.
Yes.
I'll let you go ahead and talk.
Yeah, no, I think you're onto something with going back to square one and simplifying the thing. We got to tear all these layers off that creators and media attention has put on it and go back to the basics here. This started as a very simple act,
Yeah.
So we got to tear all the layers off and go back to the roots of it. And I think that's where we're going to find our most details, and I don't think we've ever really strayed from it, but we all get caught up in, what's going on. And, it's really hard to keep your eyes on the prize. And I think you got a good idea here. Yeah, absolutely, Cam. I'm
you
with
know,
you.
you remember from the get go. Maybe you can help me out with this because I'm trying to explain where the okay. So I was telling him, Don overheard some searchers talking about the dog trail.
Yep.
Then, if you remember, there was the dog handler came out when I guess that was a month and a half, 2 months ago,
Yep.
and said that the scent was actually coming off the bus trail where we did that video, and
Yeah.
she actually came to us to verify that. Now I don't know, I haven't talked to her personally, this woman, so I can't say that anything of that is factual, but she did say, I'll let you go with that. You know all about that stuff.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I have not actually talked to her personally myself. But yeah, we kind of know where the scent stopped, stopped
Yeah,
abruptly and took off and was never to be, seen again. I do like what you guys showed over there, with the thickets and the brush there and how just dense that little area is.
yeah,
um, you know, where the bus is, and then that whole side of the house. I mean, that's just incredibly dense brush. It's deep, and at that time of year, it's in its thickest that it's going to be all year.
yeah.
People just have to know that. I mean, it's not the leaves aren't falling off the trees like they do out where I'm at, but man, right there, it's damn thick.
You hold on 1 second. You don't know me. We're not blocking you. Um, just everybody chill out, take a step back, and y'all go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. And here, all we ask is just don't attack people and just keep it clean. That's all we ask.
Yeah,
Anyway, as far as I was talking about, even the things that people looked over. There's things that are being looked into. This is not completely a case with no evidence. There was people that came forward talking about footprint tracks and all this stuff, and there's
sure.
just things that we have to be careful, and they got to let the professionals do their job about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's paramount. That's key. We don't want to track over any of that. We do know that it's well documented.
Yeah,
A lot of people have just really forgot about some of this stuff because of how wild and crazy this case has got out of hand, right? Um, these minute details, they add up, and we just got to hope that the right people, TBI, everybody in law enforcement has, dotted their I's and crossed their T's on all of this stuff.
thank you so
It's
much.
easy to lose it. Awesome,
Yeah,
Gina.
yeah, thank you. That means a lot to us. It really does. We have, we got you guys have came together. We asked y'all that one time to come together for that billboard. It was amazing. Y'all did what you did, and we got it done in like 1-2 days, I think. If it was
Yeah.
not 2-3, we got that thing up, and we that was amazing. And then we pulled off of that. I think now with that billboard, it should be able to be sent straight through Lamar to them. But moving past that, with you know the things that have transpired over these past couple days, 3-4 days, and the things that happened last night, do you want to put in anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get in there and trash on anybody. I do
Exactly.
I, I don't think it's a good look, finding a family in their weakest point and going in and kind of just putting them up in the spotlight when damn good and well it's a weak point for them. It's if a guy's got a bottle in front of him and he's online and he's not too savvy with it, you don't want to get in there and start asking him questions. I mean, I see that that's not our approach. That's not your approach. I
Thank
understand other creators. I'm not bashing on
you so much, Mark.
Doug or the lab. I'm just saying, I damn sure wouldn't have done that. I know we've talked to Don when he's been in his weak points. I know you have. I know I have. I know many people have. Don is he's a giving person. He's got a giving soul. I
He
think
really
he
does.
truly wants to see the best in everybody, even the people that hurt him and burn him the worst. He still wants to give him another shot, right?
Yeah,
um, and that says a lot. I took a lot out of that last night, and last few days. I mean, even when he went on Ziggy's channel, you know, I go and I watch everybody. I watch the people I don't agree with. I watch the people I agree with. I see what they're saying. I see what they're doing. Yeah, maybe it's not for me. But I just didn't like everything that went down in the last couple days. And I just feel for the guy. I feel for the family. I feel for everybody who feels like they've got something in this, something to fight for. We're all fighting for this little girl, right?
That's right.
I get it. Some people want to, I'm not going to say I'm just going to say they really want to highlight certain things in a person, or they really want to put some awareness out there, or some people just really want to put somebody on in their weakest points, man. I just didn't dig it. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but man, I just really think we got to leave it well enough alone, right?
Right, and that's what I'm not putting nobody down here. I'm not saying that. Don is a grown man. He
Yeah.
does make his own decisions. And
Yeah.
last night, he has to answer for the things that happened to last night,
Sure.
because he shouldn't have got behind the wheel, and I think he knows that. But hindsight's 2020, right? Like I said at the beginning of this, like, maybe this is a blessing. Maybe this, a blessing in disguise. It happened to me this way in my past. I got pulled over, and it changed the course of my life. But let's just pray for that. That's a lot of times people's wake up. Go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I think sometimes you got to hit that bottom. You got to get supremely humbled. You got to fail. I always say this. People say failure is not an option. Failure is the very first option we have in the morning when we wake up. We don't have to hit that alarm clock, snooze button. We don't have to jump up out of bed and go to work, put our pants on, and grind it out. We could fail every day. We could get up and not do our best, not be our best for our kids, and not be the best person we can be, right? Um, you know, Failure is the very first option. Sometimes people get weak and they grab that option. I'm not knocking anybody. I think everybody has their weak moments, and it's just time to learn from them. It's time to get up, pull yourself up. This is when we find out what true bravery looks like, is when you can pull yourself off the deck with all eyes on you and go forward. I just want to see that. I want to see that in everybody, not just in this case. I want to see it all over the world, man. I want to see it with anybody who's struggling. I want to see them turn it around. Let's go. The time is right now.
That's very true, and I stand behind that too. And Jim Tanner he put right here. He said public speaking is very hard. Add emotion, and it's extremely easy to get off task. That's true.
Shit, yeah.
And somebody else said that as far as another creator, they said that a creator might have triggered him. I don't think so. I think Don went into that, and he was trying to hold his ground. I think that he's had, I'll say this from the beginning too. I feel like he got backed into a corner, and he was actually I know you talked to him too. He was in some deep depression past little bit, and I think that he felt like so much hate was coming down on him that he had to come out and talk about it to all these people. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not making excuses for nobody. That's his choice. He's a grown man. He can do what he wants. And I think that's what people don't understand. People, get him off there. Get him off there. We can't.
He's a grown man.
Yeah, he's going to do what Don wants to do, and we all know that.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think he was in a spot. He's been in a spot this whole time where rounds are coming down range at him, and sometimes he wants to stand in the pocket and return fire, to give himself a voice. Look at all the voices that are going at him. Whether it's a keyboard voice, or a whisper, or a rumor, or whatever it might be. Yeah. I'm not saying Don's perfect. He'll tell you he's not. He's bared his soul out there to everybody. I mean, this man has been stripped down to nothing in the public eye, and I mean, he's taken his lashes, man. I don't know. We could never understand what position he's in. We're not backing anything that he's doing that when he's making the wrong decisions. I'm just saying, as a person, as a human, I want to see another human rise above that shit. I want to see him get up off the deck and go forward. And man, I that's just where I want to see this thing go. And I think is if we're all firing on all cylinders, where we're doing our best work and being our best person that we can be every day, we're gonna find summer.
That's that's a
That's
fact.
all. That's all I can say. I'm not going to get stuck in some of the creator bashing and the doxing and the really terrible things that are happening out here on these YouTube streets. What I want to do is just be a part of everybody who really wants to be part of the cause. Bring this little girl home.
Amen.
That's everything, man.
Yeah, and you can't. We can't. Hold on, sorry. I'll take a, but I saw some stuff happening in the chat, guys. If things are happening, I'm sorry. I can't keep addressing it. I hope we can. Sorry, he's gonna go out and come back in, but um, these things sometimes it gets crazy in here. Just bear with us, and we'll fix these things. I assure you, we got some very good mods in here, and I don't know what's actually. I haven't been able to read and keep up with it. Hey, there you go, man.
Sorry, man. I think these microphones were going nuts.
Okay. Yeah, but like we'll go back to what you were saying. If we stay on a course of the non-drama, the non-hate issue, and we try to do our best wherever we're at, and me and Gonzo are kind of talking on a different because we have the reason we came together. He has the same approach as I do on things. We want to get out and help and do what we can out in the areas that we're familiar with. He's a lot like us that he doesn't say everything he knows and different cases because it's not those things can hurt a case. I want you to kind of fill in on that too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the fourth case that I have open right now. Um, I haven't been back to the area too much, and I'm definitely here. I'm helping you guys out, swinging from afar, right? But right now it's that approach that you just talked about is, if we go online and we just kind of regurgitate what we found out today or yesterday or 5 minutes ago or what we thought we heard or thought, without checking every box, I mean, completely sweeping it, grid search all the way out, checking that box, it's really going to hurt things. It's probably not the most popular approach for YouTube creator status because you're not always going to have that new hot dish to
Yeah,
throw out to the people. It's not always popular. You can't always jump on a live and tell them exactly everything that's going on, be up to date, and bring the new news.
yeah,
So you guys are injected into this scene, and I'm on the Morphew case weekly, daily sometimes. And it's like, as well as I know it, if you're on that ground level and you got to go see these people and you got to look into people's eyes and you're sweeping areas of interest that are possibly dangerous, you can't be on there every night dropping, spilling your guts and spilling your heart like
yeah,
like creators can from afar. Creators from other countries across the country that are never going to come out. Heck yeah, they can do that all day. There's no consequences or repercussions or immediate dangers that they're going to have to deal with. Um, you're right there, man. You're
yeah,
in the nucleus of it. So you got to protect yours, and everything that you want to do going forward for the integrity intact. And
yeah.
that's we keep saying that. It's like kicking a dead horse. It's like, man, I just have to keep on saying it because it's really true, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do, and I'll give you all an example of why it's very important for a boots on the ground person. Say that this is a hypothetical example. Say that you come across roadkill that got pushed over the side of a bank, and say you put a picture up from a search and you say, I found this deer bone. Then a rumor will fly out and say, that's not a deer bone. And then you have all this crap going everywhere.
Yep.
and they're saying that's why you can't do those things. I mean, that's just a small example,
Yeah.
but that everybody knows that watches on true crime, a rumor can start like a little piece of dust, and by the time it's over with, it's consumed the whole thing. And
Yep.
then we're all trying to fight out, and it's taken away from what's important in doing researching on this case. That's the kind of example I was going to go with. I got a mute
Yeah.
call.
It's just, you know, you're absolutely right. Any little rumor that could get out of hand is going to be exponentially grown through the rumor mill. And let's just say the rumor mill in this case, it goes all the way across the country and halfway around the world. I mean, everybody knows this case. Everybody knows that little girl's name. Um, think what you want about Dawn and Candace and have your theories, and I think everybody thinks they're right to a certain extent,
Yeah,
but and they're like, I heard this last week. This is what that creator said. Blah blah blah. I get it. I totally understand, and you are absolutely entitled to that opinion.
yeah,
And all I'm saying is, if you have it, just try to back it up factually with what we have, going forward. And you know, that's it can get really out of hand really quick, and that's just why boots on the ground or people really this close to that case. I mean, they just got to watch their butt. They got to cover every aspect of the integrity of this thing. When I went up there, um I went right after Chris McDonough did, right? And I've had my run-ins. Me and Chris had bumped heads on different cases. I didn't appreciate the approach that he took. Yeah, did he get a million views here and there? He got to say a lot and never come back. He knew he wasn't coming back to this case. That's
yeah,
just my opinion. A lot of people think that as well. I mean, myself, we know that we're coming back. We know that we've got to we got to show up again there. We said we were going to do something. We were going to see it through. It's easy to leave an area and then start firing from the hip about, controlling narratives, putting out different storylines, things like that. I'm not going to say Chris was out of line. I mean, I feel like he was, but I'm not going to say much. I'm just
yeah,
going to say that wasn't the style and approach that I came into this case with. I still hold my cards really tight from what I know and what I heard and what I found out and what I feel. And I think you guys do the same. And that's important, man. I know you guys are tried and true with that because we've talked behind the scenes 1,000 times, and
yeah.
I can tell how you guys are watertight, man. That's cool. That's respectable.
Thank you, man. And that there's, and at the end of this, and God willing, God, we pray that this happens soon, that she comes home
Yep.
safe and sound, or answers come out very soon. We pray for that every day. Then I can talk about things that have happened. And then we will talk about, because there's going to be a lot to go on past that
Yeah.
after this about this case. This case has took this nation by storm. There's a lot of people interested. There's a lot of people that want answers and stuff. And some of the I saw someone up here ask the question up here if Candace was in would they say if in a relationship with H, and that's the kind of rumors that we don't want to do over here. I do not think for a second that she was. I
No.
do not believe that at all. Um, I will say, back to the factual stuff that we have. If you, I'll let you weigh in on this too. I was talking about the polygraph test. You know good and well, if they failed those, we would be in a different place
Absolutely.
where we
Yeah.
are at.
Absolutely.
And
We wouldn't have got this far with how much craziness and wackiness this thing is, taken on. We wouldn't have this much content,
no, there
That's for
wouldn't be
sure.
all this to talk about. If they failed, they would have been arrested that day. Some
Yeah. I mean, if GPS and some of these other things said otherwise, um, Don wouldn't have had to go online and try to return fire and stay in the mix with some of these other creators and channels. And like I said before, like I am not bashing any other channel that is out there trying to get the story out there, trying to help out. I am. I am just saying, if we know a man is weak and we know he's broken down and his soul is out there, it's just laid out there for everybody to see. Let's not stomp on it. Let's not
Mm.
pick on it. Let's let it do what it's gonna do. I always say trust the process, and part of it is just respecting humans, respecting privacy,
That's
and
right.
we're still gonna have content, whether it's this case, that case, or the next case. True crime is not going anywhere.
Nowhere, guys. And I'm going to address this one more time. I'm sorry for this, Gonzo.
No
We're
problem.
not timing people out for difference of opinion. We welcome difference of opinion over here. We'll talk about it.
Hell yeah.
We ask that you be respectful about it. That's all. I
Yeah.
think the mods know that. So if anybody's timing anybody out for that, please let's not do that.
You know, you know, difference of opinion and different theories and disagreements, like we said before, that's where we find some of the best nutrition in these cases is being open-minded. If I go on to another creator I just do not jive with, we're not vibing, I still want to check them out just to see if they have something I don't know about, if they've seen something or heard something that's kind of new to me. um
Right.
I'm going to go in completely open-minded and just say, yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, let's just look into it. Let's dive into that, cuz yeah, I wasn't seeing it from that point of view. That's where we're going to find some of our best work. Um so yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention to the chat too much. I can't even see it right now, but
Well, it's
you
on
know,
slow mode too, and if I do get it, like I'm trying to explain this to people, I have to put it on slow mode because if I don't, it goes too fast
it's
and I
cruising.
can't see
Yeah.
anything. So if it's
Yeah,
on slow mode, I get to it a little bit farther behind. But that's just something that has to happen for me to be able to answer questions.
for
But
sure. For sure.
we'll move on to the next one now. So we got that's how we both feel. That's our opinion on the polygraph stuff. I put through 2 or 3 different other cases that as soon as there was deception, they were arrested. I said the
Yep.
Watt case. I said the Evelyn Boswell case with Megan Boswell. As soon as she lied, and all she did was lie about getting a polygraph, and they arrested her
Exactly.
when they weren't going to give her one.
Yep.
So now we got the behavior panel. Give me your thoughts on them.
Yeah, so once again, I'm going to say this man went on the behavior panel with all eyes on him, on his mannerisms, on his fingertips, through his ear, down to his eye twitch. Down, they might as well have had his heart rate, and there was how many eyes on him? You count them. Asking some tough questions. I thought Don held his own. I thought I thought he did everything that he needed to do. I think he passed with flying colors in my opinion. Man, like I said, that's going to be all over the place. I got a lot of mixed reviews on that. I'm seeing them come in. I don't know. I just think you got to put yourself in that position. You got this many guys grilling down on you. And they weren't disrespectful. They weren't interrogating. They weren't in there just, grinding on him. But they brought the whole world, with eyeballs on this man as well. And I think he held his own. Um, it got a little sensitive when we got to, some of the action with his siblings, and that's where things got a little bit sideways,
Yeah,
but it wasn't. I don't think it got sideways because there was a bunch of deception going on. I think it was just uncomfortableness. When you
yeah,
talk about that kind of stuff and that material, everybody gets uncomfortable. If you're comfortable with that, get out of here. It's just, I think, I don't know. I saw it in a different light than a lot of people, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
that's true. And there was another thing that was guys, I will address this stuff at the end, but there was another thing. I'm talking about the chat about that, but there was another thing that they said about with deception was, is if you ever did you ask or tell anybody that you would kill them? He said the way they explained that was like, sometime in our life we've told somebody that I'll kill you if you do that, or I'll do this if you do that. So that you know what part I'm talking about, Gonzo?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And that, I don't know. You could put a one in the chat if you've ever said that it passing by with somebody. I'm sure everybody has.
Yeah, and
I know I have.
I have
Guarantee.
too.
So
Guys,
I don't know.
I have no idea what's going on over here. There's a bunch of craziness in this chat. I am sorry. We will evaluate it after. I will check into it and I will make whatever fixes needs to be
Yeah.
done in here. We're just asking that we don't bash other creators here. We don't bash family members. That's one thing that they do not tolerate.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for you should see the ones coming in on this.
Okay, good. I mean, it's just real talk, you probably had a guy flip you off or cut you off or something, or something happened in the store. I don't know, Black Friday shopping. You might have to go a little aggro on somebody, or they've done that to you. Who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, that's just real life stuff there. I'm not gonna say everybody's angels. I'm just gonna say, man, and people say it in joking too. That's just, I don't know. I think I tell my girlfriend, or she probably tells me she's going to kill me weekly,
Yeah,
So
my wife tells me that
what are we
almost
going to do? Lock her up?
every
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I can't see the chat, but I don't really want to get anybody off base on. I don't know if they're getting pissed about anything that I said about other creators.
No,
I
they're not
think
talking about you, bro. I think what's going on over here. This spoken spatter said, "Real Gonzo will be subscribed." Thank you, Cam. We're not doing that.
cool.
See you next time. Are you spoken spatter? I don't want you to go nowhere. I hope you like being a part over here. I don't know what's going on in the chat. We're trying to focus on what we're talking about up here, and we'll fix that afterwards.
Yeah,
I can't do everything. I can't be in two places at one time, so I apologize to everybody here. Aussie Tricia, thank you so much. She said, "Take care, Cam. Look after yourself. The drama is too much for me, so I won't be around. But keep on keeping on and stay true to yourself." Oh man,
it's cool.
I don't know what's going on over here, guys, but just bear with us because this is a lot. There's been a lot of drama this week. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened, and people are going to have difference of opinions.
It's
We
true.
know.
That's true.
So all we ask is just be, just don't bash people. That's it. We can have
Yep.
different opinions. We can come in here as adults and we can talk about it. That's, you don't have to throw people and just grind them into the dirt with everything you got to have an opinion. But
Absolutely.
thank you
Think
guys.
about this. Creators creating, um, and it's not just creators, but let's just say creators, you take them all out of this case, right? You take all creators out of this, most of the awareness, um, you take that out of it. You take the fundraising. Let's even take the billboard out. Let's just cut everything out of it, right? You still have a scenario that happened in a small county with a little girl going missing. And it's just a simple deal there. Yeah, I mean, it's a mystery, totally, 100%. But we got to strip it all down, like we were talking earlier, and just realize we got to simplify it. Um, we take all the ego and all the everything that's clouded this case up. We got a really simple deal here. We got to bring this little girl home. We got to do what we can do. And I think if we just show up in our positive frame of mind every day and go to work as researchers, whatever your talent is, whether it's boots on the ground, research, the awareness side, passing out flyers, we just got to come together on that end. And man, I think we're going to get a lot done. We got to just get the egos out of the room too.
Let me ask you this, and this is pretty good. This will be good for people to know. Do you know
Yeah.
who David Politis is?
Who's that? Sorry.
Do you know who David Politis is?
I don't. I don't know if I know that name.
Well, he does the missing 411 stuff on the History Channel, all that. He did a report and put together some stuff that has happened right in this area. There was another little girl that was only 5 miles away from where Summer lived in a straight line, like her property to that property was only, I think, exactly 5 miles. And that little girl was 2 or 3, went missing, walked in the woods. It was gone. It showed back up at somebody's house 8 miles away. Not even not even 6 hours later. How do you get 8 miles?
Man.
As a 3-year-old child walked out of the woods and walked into somebody's house. Like there's,
Yeah, that's insane.
yeah, we don't, and they never found answers to that. And then you go 50 miles away from there, another thing had happened. I'm gonna put something together to show you guys this stuff.
You know
That
what's scary about that? Just first come to the mind there is she was probably too young to be able to say, yeah, a green truck picked me up, dropped me off. This happened.
that's
That's sad.
exactly what he said that happened. He said she was too little. She said, "Man got me."
Yep.
That's all
Yep.
she could say.
That's horrifying, right?
Yeah,
That's happening all over the country right now. I mean, yeah, it's they pick and choose which cases are going to blow up and get this media attention, but man, this is happening all over. I've got another missing guy in Wyoming, in the same spot where they found Gabby. Man, I mean, people are just missing. This guy's an adult, but we got, Michael Vaughn over here in Fruitland, Idaho. Boom, gone, vanished, disappeared. Um, we've got thousands of missing people, and a lot of them are kids. That's super sad, man. I don't know. I think we just got to pick and choose which ones we can actually help, and get in there and do work on, and just hit it hard. That's what we are. That's what we should be contributing as true crime enthusiasts.
right.
It's a dirty job, but I think we can all do it.
That's right. And guys, I want y'all to go after this. He did this video. It's called the Missing Can-Am Project, like CANMAN. Or I'm sorry, CANAM. Missing Can-Am Project. David Politis, he did it 4 months ago, and he saw that these things in this case. He said, "I hate to talk about a case while it's happening," but he said these things have everything to line up with the cases he actually works, which is cold cases and ones that have no evidence to it.
Yeah.
So you guys go check that out on YouTube. That's his channel. His channel's called Missing Can-Am. He talks about Rosie in that. He talks about some of his facts are a little off, but this was right at the beginning of this case. I think he says that Rosie was actually Don's sister. He didn't have it all put together yet because that was all this stuff was just coming together.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he did do a lot of good stuff. And the clusters that happen in America, you know about that, Gonzo? The clusters of for
Yep.
missing people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
What is your thoughts on that?
Well, it if you really think about it, it all makes sense. Like, let's just think of regions. You break a region down. I'll just say the Northwest, the Southeast, things like that. And you just kind of look into your local news and kind of area news, whether it's tri-states. You guys live on a damn near by the border, I'm pretty sure, of your state. Um, you kind of get to pick up both sides of the fence, right? And when you see this stuff, these things happening, you just kind of get savvy to a grouping of events, right? Whether it's statewide or surrounding, one state over. Um, then you can really kind of put it together. One of the things that I'm kind of always seeing, in my travels on these cases is if I'm talking about a case, I don't even have to bring up what case it is or what's going on. If I bring up the scenario itself with this missing person, and then kind of how law enforcement's jumping in to help, people usually ask me like, "Damn, are you talking about my county?" And I'm like, "No, actually I'm not." Well, that sounds a lot like what's going on over here, and I hear that all over the country. I've heard it in New York, I've heard it down in your area, I've heard it in California, Colorado, in the Dakotas, out to Oregon. It's There's a lot of weird trends out there, and that's about as far as I'll go down that road. But man,
And
it's
this is,
it's
and
crazy.
that's the PIs that, and you know them, you've met them. They were talking to us about a past case where somebody had just, an old man had just walked off, and he was wearing slippers. He had dementia,
Yep.
and you wouldn't think we're looking for slip spot. And he said, they said that they ended up finding, like, him was, he had made it so far, and they didn't understand how he had made it that far, but they do, like, things that you would never think that people that people can do, that you would think that they can't do, they end up doing.
Absolutely.
It's just,
Absolutely.
so let's put it into perspective that Summer did walk off. Say she know that whole area very well. Let's just say this hypothetically before I go get started into it. Hypothetically, say she walks off. Say she gets deep into the woods in a place she thinks she's familiar with. How easy is that to get lost around here? So easy. So
Too easy.
yeah, I mean, people that hunt their whole entire life in the same spot sometimes end up in a different spot, and they don't, and they're lost, and it takes them 2-3 days to get out of it.
Yep.
So we have to think about, this is a 5-year-old little girl. Things could have happened that way. She could be just a little bit farther, just a few steps farther than where they had searched.
Yep.
We don't know. That's
Yeah.
we have to keep positive. We have to keep pushing. Nobody knows the facts of this yet. Until law enforcement says anything, nobody will know.
Yeah. Like my phone's about to die. I'll
Yeah, bro.
dive in there real quick on that one before I bust out of here.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think you said it. I think you said it right. Is you know my approach when I went out there was, hey guys, what haven't they checked? Where did they stop looking? And what do we need to push out further past where what they have covered? What do we need to go do? That was kind of my objective. And you kind of just said it. She could be 5 feet past the last perimeter of the last grid search in a particular area. We got to keep going. We
We
got to
have.
go the extra mile, the extra 5 steps. We got to, we got to dig. We got to turn that stone over. We got to look at every avenue and do our best. Um, that's kind of that's kind of where I've been with it from the get go. So I know you are too. So yeah, I wanted to weigh in real quick before I have to bounce. So
You're good, man. I appreciate you coming on. Rebel Ridge Runner said, Gonzo, yo.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks guys. I appreciate that. Like I
Thanks for
said,
coming on and helping me, bro. I need it.
yeah, no problem, man. I figured I'd dive in and shoot it with you for a little bit. Like I said, guys, let's just stay positive. We understand right now it's easy to you know fire fire at will with what's been going on. Um, we just got to keep in mind that we're not in that position. It's easy to talk about it. It's harder to walk about it.
That's
Let's
right.
let's just let's walk the walk and leave the talking to these other creators and platforms, and let's just go do the work. So that's where I gotta let you guys go. But I appreciate it, Cam. Thanks for your time. I'm sure we'll chat later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I always dig it. It's always refreshing to come over here and see the positivity. Thanks to everybody in chat, and I'm sure we'll chat real soon.
All right, brother. Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. We'll see
Bye.
you, man. Bye.
All right, guys. Y'all go over there and give him some love. He's awesome. He does a lot. Um, like you said, it's a lot easier to talk about it and than when you go and walk about it. We've tried to do this. We're trying to make a difference here, and we're going to continue to. We're not going to give up. We got some stuff planned. I know as far as this channel goes, we're going to go back to some stuff doing missing Mondays missing. We're going to continue that on days that we have some free time. We're going to do Tuesday stuff. Let me see if I can drop. Can one of the mods drop Gonzo's channel link, please? I would appreciate it. Guys, it's been a rough night on my lungs, but I'm going to have to cut it short. Thank you guys for being here. I'll let the mods get a chance to drop that, and I'll talk about one or two more things before I go. You know, somebody, I saw the chat go by. Just because it's on slow mode, guys, don't think that I'm not getting what you're saying. I can see it. It just takes a minute for the chat to catch up to me. So I get everybody's opinion, and I get to hear everybody or see everybody and what they're saying. Um, so somebody had said earlier that the parents said they had never walked off before, that she had never walked off before. Summer, that is, speaking about her. Yeah, but how many children do something that we never seen them do before? When do they always behave perfectly? We have to take that into account. Kids do things they're not supposed to all the time and run off and do things all the time. So let's not always. Uh, oh, thank you, Libby. I appreciate that. Um, I've met Libby too, and she's a good person, guys. Just because everybody's opinions don't match up doesn't mean that we can't get along. But thank you, Libby, for that. But we can't just mark it off just because people say anything or anything. We can't. We have to keep going back and looking. And I'm going to put up some stuff here soon. I might do a show tomorrow on Monday's Missing that will talk about, that will bring in some of the David Paulides stuff, and I will run some of the stuff he's got, and we'll put it under the Fair Use Act and use it for educational purposes. And I will show you some of the stuff he's got and what he was talking about. If you don't get a chance to see it on his own platform, I will show you some. I will actually put together some stuff that will actually blow your mind. So, let's just keep an open mind. Let's pray that answers can come. Let's go back. Let's not give up on things that some people might have said, "Oh, that's crossed off." Let's not do. Let's get down, cat. Some people might say, "Oh, we crossed that off. That's done." Let's go back and redo it. Go over it again. Let's go back to the beginning. Thank you, guys. Everybody's saying they would love that, to go back to Missing Mondays and all that. We're going to do that. Thank you, guys, for being patient with me and dealing with my hardcore breathing situation tonight. I really appreciate all the love y'all put towards our channel. And we love you guys. We really do. Okay. Let me see here. I'll answer a few more things and we'll go. This is what matters. Let's drop hearts for Summer before we go. That's what matters here. Let's drop hearts for Summer and let's keep it on course. Oh, Gonzo said I'm charging up at 2%. Let's drop these hearts and I'll try to show them, and we are going to pray, get out of here. Throw that up. The battery is low. Someone just said the battery is low here. Oh, guys, y'all are awesome. Flood this chat with it. That's what's important. This little girl. Everything else falls by the wayside. That's for sure. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Let's pray and let's hop off here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the people that come together to do these things, to make these things happen, to help with Summer. Lord, at the end of the day, with all this drama that happens, Lord, let's come back to the main point, and that's this 5-year-old little girl. Lord, let's not look at these families like objects, but as people. Let's remember they're people and they have emotions and they have feelings. That's above all else. Lord, let us always treat each other humanely, but Lord, most of all, put a hedge of protection around this little girl. Lord, thank you for the birthdays that people have had today. Music City Mom, she's one of our mods. Thank you for the people that come together to help make this channel happen. Lord, I ask that you bless everybody in this chat. Thank you for Tim and his success in his journey. Lord, we ask all these things in your mighty name. Amen. And hold on, dear Lord, I ask that you help my lungs to heal too. I pray in your mighty name. Amen. Guys, I pray for, I'm so used to praying for everybody else. I sometimes forget my own health, and I sometimes forget taking care of myself. So, guys, please pray for me. I ask that uh, wholeheartedly. Thank you guys already for the love you've shown. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice, but justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. Love you guys.